What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the Zero Excuses podcast. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Kenyon HERE. I've got another short show lineup for you guys, but a very important one. I think this is a scenario that many of us fall into, especially if we are looking to achieve some epic results in our life, have some lofty goals, and simply have a growth mindset of how we approach life. But I kind of struggled with how I wanted to title this episode in a concise and compact manner. But the only way I could come up with is how to deal with your friends and family when you are growing. So what I mean by this is that many people come to know and love us as, they have an image of us burned into their brains of who we are, what we're like, and when we start to evolve and change, that may cause some discomfort with those who you're close with. They may see you doing things that they may consider out of the norm for you, and they simply see you changing as a person as something that's negative, something that is, that's causing discomfort within them. And quite honestly, I think that says more about them than it does you. But anyways, I'm going to cover a lot of that in today's episode. Got a couple quick tips on how to handle this and really keep those relationships intact while still evolving and growing as a person and chasing after your dreams and goals. So here it goes. My first tip is to simply acknowledge and be appreciative of those who are noticing your growth and evolution. And while they may see that as a negative thing, only you fully understand your plans, your goals, your ambitions. And you have to understand that no matter how much effort you put into conveying those ideas to other people, they have a certain perspective that you don't have, and you have a certain perspective that they don't have. So you're never going to get other people on the exact same page with where you are going in life. And I'm not trying to convey that as something that's negative. That's just a fact of life. And, you have to follow the 80-20 rule here, in that you have to concentrate your efforts on those 20% of tasks that are going to get you 80% of the way there. And trying to convince other people that the path that you have set out for yourself is the right path isn't necessarily the best use of your time and energy. And it's, like I said, it's only going to go so far. So the best approach that I've found is to simply be appreciative of the feedback that people are giving you, and just take that as a sign that they are at least noticing that you are evolving, that you're growing. So to sum up, this tip is just simply have gratitude for any and all feedback that people are giving you. So the second tip that I have for you to handle friends and relatives and family that are uncomfortable with your growth is to simply communicate your plans with them. And this is closely related to the first tip that I gave, but just simply having clear and concise plans may not necessarily get people to fully support you, but at least they understand the direction that you're going. Most people, when they don't understand something, that makes them uncomfortable. But if they can at least understand it, they'll be more comfortable with the direction that you're going with your life. And even if it is going against the grain of common thinking or what society tells us that we should or ought to be doing, at least people can understand that you have a plan, that you're following a structured approach to achieve your goals. So just simply having that understanding present will do a lot for you. And my third and final tip for you today is to simply reduce the amount of time that you are spending around friends and family that may not understand, no matter what you do, exactly what you're doing. Those are the friends and family that may always be poo-pooing your goals, may always be trying to convince you that what you're doing is wrong, no matter how much you explain to them, no matter how clearly you lay out your plans and goals to them. They just have a very fixed mindset about them, and you just have to understand that, no matter what you do, you can't change them. We can't control what other people do. We can't control how other people think and view the world. So those are the types of people that you have to really be intentional with the amount of time that you spend around them and limit it to a reasonable amount. I'm not saying that you need to stop spending any time at all with these people. And, these are some people that you have known for a long time. You care about them, you love them. However, they may not think the same way you do, and you have to surround yourself with like-minded people who are maybe a step or two ahead of where you're at. And the people who are being constantly negative towards your plans and your dreams and your goals, they're never going to, they do not understand where you're going, and they never will. So I don't mean to come across harshly with this last tip here, but it's just reality. Some people are not going to support you. Some will. Some may not support you, but they may at least get out of your way so that you can pursue your goals. So there you have it. 3 quick tips to handle friends and family who may not understand or support the direction you're going. So that's number 1. Just appreciate the feedback that you do get from those people. Number 2 is to clearly and concisely lay out your goals to your friends and family that you're the closest with. And number 3, reduce the amount of time you spend around people that don't support you. And lastly, before we sign off here, don't forget to go to iTunes to subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. We've got over 50 5-star reviews so far, and it's gone a long way to grow the podcast. It's grown by leaps and bounds, and I couldn't have done this without your reviews, your feedback, and your input on this podcast, and I appreciate everybody taking the time to do that. And lastly, if you want to build supreme amounts of discipline, I have compiled a list of the top 100 books that I've read that will help you build discipline. Just go to kenyonhere.com/books and drop your email in the box and just hit submit, and you'll have instant access to this list of 100 books, and it's free. No questions asked, not a sales pitch or anything like that. Just want you guys to have at your fingertips some of the best resources that I found, that I've used in the past, and want to give that to you for free just for listening to this podcast. And if you want to take this topic or any of the other topics a little deeper, I'm offering also for free a 15-minute free strategy session with me. Just go to kenyonhere.com/call, take you right to my calendar, and you can find a convenient time for you to connect with me, and we can talk about whatever you want. Like I said, one of these topics, or even just simply get to know me a little bit better. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. Have a kick-ass weekend, and I will talk with you later.